study that we did with material cultures, looking at a region in the UK, and looking at the housing, and a typical business as usual house using conventional materials, and a bio-based materials house that would store carbon over time. And then we looked at the landscape in the region, and we looked at the biomaterials that could be grown over a 25-year period, and then fed into the design of that house. So the idea being grow the materials in the vanished landscape, taking those biodiversity and multi-use of land use, and feed those materials into the housing stock, and therefore building the housing that you needed over time. And that then speaks to this idea that as we're reducing the impacts and the demand on our major materials, we're increasing the supply of biomaterials to the supply chain. And we produced this handbook for carbon neutral buildings with the Carbon Neutral Cities Alliance that indicates lots of pathways for biomaterials into the built environment. And if we could put all of this together in using the principles of circular economies, the idea that you keep materials at their highest value for as long as possible, then I think we're really heading towards sustainable construction. I built this prototype in London in 2016 to test the principles of reuse and the circular economy in the built environment. It was at a time when a number of other people were experimenting with similar ideas, and this community of people now have been working on this for a number of years. The idea that you take your building into a series of components, put them together, and take them apart, give them back the materials and supply chain, and then they can be remanufactured into new products in the construction industry. It uses material passports to be able to track materials through that process, and draws very much on the work of Stuart Brand, a researcher from San Francisco, who looked at buildings and how they change over time and what the issues were. And he thought he discovered the issues were the interfaces between the layers of the building. He suggested that the buildings have these 6 layers, and if we design with that in mind so that we can change and adapt to the layers over time depending on what their timeline actually is, then we can avoid a lot of the consequences of that. So it's a design for disassembling, designed by layers. And if we can compare that with the way that we're taking our materials from the environment, then I feel like we could head towards regenerative design. And regenerative design doing good rather than harm. So at the moment we're depleting our resources. Sustainable architecture would be in balance, and regenerative design would be actually doing good. And so if we go back to this carbon reduction strategy, we build nothing at the top. I would suggest that build regeneratively sits above that, and we can imagine a future where we can build without the consequences that we're currently facing.